Our aim today is to come educate you on monkeypox, and we are very excited to do this with the St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church. A very big thank you to the parish priest for allowing us here. The program is supposed to last...
So you start with the what?
The program is supposed to last for roughly 45 minutes, and so we didn't want to take much of your time. So please kindly bear with us. It's a TV production. It's a live production. But then there will be a post-production that will air, within which we are going to communicate to the parish priest and the leadership of the church. So what happens is that anytime the host is going on the break, let's kindly follow it up with a big round of applause. And so, thank you very much, and I hope that we all learn a thing or two from today. There will also be a question time, and so after the submissions from our panel, we also have the opportunity to ask a few questions. When everything is over, we will still be outside for those of us who couldn't get the opportunity to also come around and engage us as well. To the panel, I think the host is going to do an introduction once the show begins. Thank you very much.
Hello? Yeah. Hello? Hello, everybody. You are welcome to another exciting week of Ask Your Pharmacist. This remains the only interactive healthcare show that provides you with all the needed education to stay healthy, the rational use of drugs, and basically to stay well. My name is Peggy Samuel, and you can follow me on Instagram at FieryPeggy. This show is also brought to you by Dragnet, your #1 online pharmacy. Download the Dragnet app on the Google Play Store, the App Store, order all your medications, and Dragnet will deliver to you. Dragnet is your #1 online pharmacy. This is also brought to you by the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana. Amicus Humani Generis pharmacists are indeed friends of the human race. This is also brought to you by Letta Pharmaceuticals with Letamin. Letamin is a multivitamin mineral supplement for total strength and vitality, promotes mental performance, and boosts the immune system. Folaron Zinc, on the other hand, is a folic acid, iron, and zinc supplement that effectively reduces the risk of iron deficiency, supports immunity, and promotes health and wellness. Letamox is a single-dose dewormer for treating intestinal worm infections and helps to increase nutritional uptake. Letamin, Folaron Zinc, and Letamox are all available in any pharmacy near you. For bulk purchases, contact Leta Pharmaceuticals on 030-222-4613. Leta Pharmaceuticals, quality healthcare. This is also brought to you by Bell Beverages. Bell Beverages, refreshing the nation. And also brought to you by Tema Christian Eye Center. Tema Christian Eye Center is the best and advanced ultramodern eye care facility with skilled and experienced doctors with exceptional customer service. Locate Tema Christian Eye Center at Tema Community 1, adjacent the St. Paul Methodist Church, or please call them on 030321999. The show is also supported by the Lady Pharmacists Association of Ghana, LAPAC, and the Young Pharmacists Group. Also supported by Vit Seafood. It's a sugar-free vitamin C plus zinc supplement from Samu's Pharma. Contact Samu's Pharma on 0501-646494. We are taking a quick break. The show continues. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. You are watching Ask Your Pharmacist. Ask Your Pharmacist, the week keeps the doctor away. So today we are coming to you from St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church here at the University of Ghana. And many thanks to the parish priest, Reverend Father ABAIKU APPREY, and the Catholic Health Professional Guild for this opportunity. St. Thomas Aquinas. Oh, I can't hear you. St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas. I love the sound of that. Okay, so today we are discussing monkeypox. This is the current outbreak and it's definitely worthy to be discussed. And our guest for today, we have two important personnel. And on my right left is Dr. Richmond Kwamina Abiu. He's a veterinary doctor with Worldwide Healthcare Limited. And Farm Tony Avega. He's a member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, PSGH, public health team. And he's also a pharmacist at Trust Hospital. Gentlemen, how are you doing today? Love to hear that.
I'm doing great too.
Okay, so we will go straight at it. Today we are discussing monkeypox, and I will start with you, Farm. What is monkeypox?
Right, thank you, and good morning to everybody. Monkeypox, like the name suggests, it's a viral infection that can be gotten from monkeys, or for that matter, infected animals like rodents. Well, monkeypox was discovered some years ago, 19-something. Apparently, there are these researchers using some monkeys for research, and they found this infection in... Thank you. They found this infection in two groups of monkeys that they were using for research. And that has been the genesis of monkeypox. So, because it's a rare disease, before your doctor would confirm that you have monkeypox, he or she will do a couple of tests. Of course, you need to report some symptoms, and then he will take some samples. I'm sure we'll get to that. He'll take some samples, take it to the lab, and then the lab will confirm or otherwise. So monkeypox generally, it's infection from rodents, monkeys, infected animals. And of course, you can get it from humans. That is if I have the infection because I've been exposed or gotten it from a monkey or any animal that's infected, and I pass it to my friend, or we have close contacts, then it will be human to human. Otherwise, it's limited to animals to humans.
Okay, all right. So, Dr. Abiu, has Ghana recorded any cases of monkeypox yet?
Currently, Ghana has recorded a couple of cases, I think about 13 or 12 the last time.
And I wanted to add something little to what
Okay.
Tony was saying. The name monkeypox makes it sound as if it's from monkeys, but it's a misnomer. Frankly, it's most likely got nothing to do with monkeys. And then it's generally a mammalian disease from all mammals. Okay, the name monkeypox came about just because the first time they saw it in the 50s, it was with monkeys. But other than that, it's got practically nothing.
Okay.
And currently the discussion is even worth being called monkeypox. So the CDC, OIE together are finding a new name for it so that some of, in quote, the racist people don't end up associating it with Africa like others do certain diseases with other continents and countries. But yes, Ghana has recorded some cases. And one of them happened to be somebody who got the signs when he traveled.
Wow.
So yes.
Okay, so I want us to also talk about pandemic, epidemic. Is it even worthy to be called a pandemic or just an outbreak?
So those are just terms that the scientists use to know how to assess situations. For now, I think the best word to describe it, if we really want to, would be an outbreak. And now, the reason being that an outbreak basically means if a disease is increased more than what we are used to. So if Ghana is used to having 1 million people get malaria every year, and then Ghana all of a sudden gets 2 million, or even 1,000,001 within the same period, then it becomes an outbreak. Now for monkeypox, Ghana has been recording the disease for a very long time in animals. So the forestry and the zoo part of the veterinary have been doing the research always, and then they have been seeing it in animals, different rodents. But it has never popped up in human beings, at least the best of our knowledge.
So this is the first of it?
Yes.
Wow.
And globally, the first time it became a big deal was in the 70s, then somewhere 2003, and then now. So the fact that it has reared its head this time would imply it's an outbreak. As to whether it's a pandemic, which would mean it's crossing continents or different countries and all that, I think WHO would be
the best person. Okay, absolutely. So for now, it's an outbreak. No need to panic. It's just an outbreak yet, which we hope that we can go past that. Alrighty, so from Tony, I would love us to discuss the signs and symptoms, the clinical manifestations of monkeypox.
Yeah, thank you. So, like with all viral infections, monkeypox, you look out for a few things. First of all, it's a flu-like thing. You have fever, you have chills, you get tired easily. Then because it's monkeypox, you get some blisters, spots on your skin, and it develops all of a sudden and they go, compared to, let's say, measles that comes in waves. With monkeypox, these are the things, flu-like things. And then most important thing that your doctor will look out for is the fact that your lymph nodes get infected.
Okay.
You know, lymph nodes are nodes we have maybe in the armpits, in our neck, in our chest, in our groin, and somewhere else, abdomen, our jaws. So and its role is to fight against infection in our body. So in monkeypox, just like any other viral infection, these lymph nodes get infected. And once that confirmation is done, your doctor will raise the alarm to quickly get. So these are the symptoms, basically flu-like symptoms, fever, chills, then the most prominent, your lymph nodes, and of course, the spots that break on your skin.
Okay. Alrighty, so Doc, I want us to also go straight into the groups that are more susceptible to catching the monkeypox.
Okay. So when it comes to those at risk, the number one, of course, will be children, and then pregnant women, because most of the time their immunity is not.
So it has something to do more of immunity.
Yes.
Wow.
And currently, because of COVID-19, almost
Everybody.
has a doctoral degree, so we know immunity. So for the immunocompromised. Now, the other category of people that are at risk will be those who work with meat, animal products. So if you work with bush meat or you work with...
So what about us in the kitchen cooking with all manner of meat?
You are fine.
Okay.
You'll figure out why we are fine, and you don't have to panic. But then you are those who work with bush meat are at risk. The preparation in itself, because animals too can get the disease, okay? And then when the pharmacist was speaking, he spoke about the human signs, which are identical to animals. Now, they have not reported cases in dogs and cats yet, but rabbits and the rest have had it before, which means if you see the signs that Mr. Tony mentioned in your dog or cat, you have to alert your vet. And that brings about the next category of people at risk, our medical professionals. Okay, somebody will just walk to you that I'm having a bump on my skin, it's itchy, and if it happens to be monkeypox and you have not protected yourself well, then you get it. So the medical professionals, those who work with meat and women, children, of course, men too, if you are immunocompromised, are all at risk.
Quick question on that. Is it regarding the clinical manifestation actually, is it possible you could have the monkeypox and not have the bumps on your skin?
Well, it is nearly improbable for that to happen. However, ideally you get the pox before the other signs you mentioned. But there are some few cases where you get these signs before the pox. Between 5 and sometimes at best 17 days of you getting in contact with an infected animal or person. Other than that, so you must necessarily get the pox. Okay. And here I would like to also remind most of us, minus myself, who are quite old and must have lived through the smallpox time. And if you remember something, monkeypox is basically like smallpox. The way it manifests, it looks like that. So if you have that idea in your head, it's much helpful. So you get it, but it's not chickenpox. So monkeypox will look like smallpox or measles, but not chickenpox. To some extent, the bumps, but not chickenpox. Because
yeah, it is easier to detect monkeypox than COVID because, like you said, the first thing you will notice is the pox on your skin. Alrighty, this is getting very educating, but we will go for a quick break. We'll come back, talk about prevention and treatment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You are watching Ask Your Pharmacist. Today we are coming to you from St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church here in the University of Ghana, and we are discussing monkeypox with Dr. Richmond Kwamina Abiu and Farm Tony Avege. Okay, so we left off talking about the groups that are more susceptible to getting monkeypox, and I would love us to go straight at talking about prevention with you, Dr. Abiu. Yes. Prevention of monkeypox.
So the prevention of monkeypox predominantly could be in threefold. The first being ourselves. We need to remember our own personal hygiene and then be safe. Care about yourself. And COVID has taught us so much in the sense that now we are supposed to keep track of where we went, who we interacted with, and all that. So that when you get the disease, you can easily alert. I'm not asking you to stigmatize. If somebody is having monkeypox, it's not a reason to shun the person, but at least you can give some reasonable distance nicely. So take care of yourself, remember where you are, who you interact with, and then you need to remember your personal hygiene, wash your hands and all that. And then we have the second category, which is the professionals. So the professionals in this case will be the doctors, nurses, pharmacists, that category, and those who work with animals. So the farmers, the hunters, all those are also professionals. Now for them, they are at risk because they come in direct contact with animals, and then they would have to prepare themselves well. It's quite difficult to tell people to stop their livelihood. So asking hunters and farmers to stop going to the bush for their animals appropriately when it's legal is quite difficult. However, if they still intend to do that, then they must take the necessary precautions so that they don't end up catching animals with it.
So regarding that, the necessary precaution, what it means, I mean, they can't shy away from the animals, but let's say they get back from hunting, what can they do at home to make sure that, they can prevent themselves?
Exactly. So when you come back from hunting, then you go back to my first point, personal hygiene.
Personal hygiene.
If you are used to
taking a good shower.
Exactly. And then also the third part is about being a good neighbor. So if I'm having the disease, like the way we treated HIV/AIDS, there is no point spreading it to anyone. So if I realize those symptoms, I should have the responsibility of keeping myself safe and my neighbor safe, so that I don't have to come back home and start displaying it to my neighbor.
Right.
Even if my neighbor is a medical doctor, because the neighbor will not have all the things they need to protect themselves in the house. Just go to the hospital, say you suspect you have this disease, or you have come in contact with somebody who has the disease, and then they can protect themselves too. So the protection is personal in the sense that you must take good care of yourself, remember where you are, who you interact with, remember your hygiene, and COVID has helped us with that a lot. And also, professional, you dress appropriately. Now, one more thing I need to chip in here, that domesticated animals might not necessarily have it. So please, go ahead and buy your grass cutters and other animals that you prefer from farmers, because they are already keeping the animals and they will do it well. I'm not saying that these animals carry the disease, because if you are not careful with it, then they will lose their business. So some people domesticate these animals and they have them in numbers and they are taking good care of it. They are following the right principles. Veterinary service helps them with that. So once they are doing that, then you can purchase from them. But you must also be what? Careful. It's the hunters that they might go to the bush, because then it's a random environment, right? So they have to be careful.
Right.
So when it comes to the business side of it, we need, the bottom line is we should be careful.
Okay.
That's it.
Alrighty, so do you want to add anything?
Yes,
sure.
I would love to add two things. Regards prevention, our mothers, they do the cooking, our wives, our sisters. So the idea is that you need to cook your meat parts and all that very well, so that if there's anything, you know, the heat or something can take care of it.
Nyama spices
Then also, of course, this is not, we know as Ghanaians, Ghanaians, we frown on that. Another group which are rakes is men who have sex with men. You know, that intimacy. So if I have monkeypox and there's that intimacy between man and man, of course, that's the source of getting infected. And also the clothing, the beddings, and any other material that's been exposed to somebody who's had the monkeypox. Those things need to be taken care of. Otherwise, if I had an infection and we didn't kind of dispose of those things properly, and somebody uses it, then of course the person is also at risk.
Okay, so are there any treatment options yet?
Well, like we've said earlier, monkeypox and smallpox are in the same category of orthopox viruses. Currently, in fact, like most viral infections or new ones, there may not be any defined treatment lines. But currently, I know the smallpox vaccine is clinically being tried in people who have monkeypox, so that if it's successful, then that can come as a preventive something. But until that is sorted out, you know, you have regular, we said flu-like stuff, so you need to do, you treat your symptoms as it were. Of course, you need to talk to your doctor. We also said initially that lymph nodes getting infected. And once those things happen, secondary bacterial infections can set in. So people can develop encephalitis, that's infection of the brain. And also, they can get pneumonia. So that is why you don't need to stay at home. Once you get these things coming, talk to your healthcare provider so that those secondary bacterial infections can be sorted out ASAP. Otherwise, it can be fatal. You can lose your life. So by way of treatment options, we'll treat the symptoms as it were, and then we'll take care of any secondary bacterial infection that surfaces.
Okay, so I was trying to do a little reading on that, and I think some part was saying that with the, you know, the blisters on the skin, in a couple of days, even if you don't do nothing to it, it can just go away. How true is that?
Well, you know, most viral infections may be self-limiting, except, of course, HIV and all that kind of stuff. But with monkeypox, 4 weeks, those blisters should go away. But, and like my colleague said, you can develop this itchy, dry skin. So normally we have these oatmeal moisturizers.
Okay.
Dermatologists might recommend that you use it to reduce the itching and to reduce the dryness.
Okay.
And also, we encourage that you can also get dehydrated because the blisters form pus, break, and all that. You lose a lot of fluid. So we encourage that you drink a lot of water so that you can prevent dehydration and also get enough rest. And like my colleague said, all the COVID protocols apply. Wearing of face masks, washing of hands frequently with soap and running water, disinfecting surfaces that are frequently exposed and touched. So once we do those things, at least we can be protected.
Okay. So, Doug, I have a question regarding treatment and vaccination, and you did say that so far there are no treatments specifically for monkeypox yet. But you did mention that it's not a new, outbreak, something that has happened before. So when it did, was there any vaccination that could be, effective today?
So, to the best of my knowledge, when it happened again, I think in 2003, they relied on drugs, antivirals that we use for smallpox, and then vaccines, I think the Vaccinia, and there are a couple of them for smallpox that they relied on, and it tend to help.
Okay.
But the best advice from my point is when you recognize these signs, do not go buying medicine for yourself. That puts everyone around you also in danger. So just go to the hospital. The doctors have a protocol to follow, and then they would. But
if they can't go out, download the Dragnet app right now. Speak to the pharmacist. Whatever be it, they'll take care of you. All right.
Of course. And then there are drugs for severe cases. The names are
so many.
So one is, I think, Tegovirimat. There is something like that for severe cases. But these drugs and protocols are not necessarily for our taking.
Okay.
It's for your physician. So you suspect yourself, just go. It could be nothing. But when I'm not saying you should be irrational, but then it could be nothing. It's better you go to check it out than sit down, go and buy all these supplements and hope that you're boosting your immunity and affect everyone else. So that's what I think.
When in doubt, always ask your pharmacist. Do not sit home and self-medicate. You can download the Dragnet app or walk to any pharmacy near you and make sure you insist you want to talk to the pharmacist, and they will get you the right treatment. Alrighty, so this has been very educated, and we would love to open it up to our audience in case there are any questions for our guests. I said Richmond. Did I say Richmond? Wow, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I would do another introduction.
I hope we all at least followed the discussions. Can we kindly give our panel a round of applause? Thank you. Please, do we have any questions? Questions? Yes, there's a question.
So please, you can mention your name, then your question.
I am Stephen Duayentu. I have a question on your definition of the outbreak, because you said an outbreak is adding to the numbers. So in terms of monkeypox, what has made it significantly an outbreak as far as Ghana is concerned? I started hearing about this about a month ago when I was in the US. They also started talking about it. I came to Ghana, they are also talking about it. But I'm comparing it to COVID. How COVID was raised that high in terms of its education and the outbreak. what makes this disease, monkeypox, an outbreak? What are the numbers we are talking about?
Who'd love to take that up?
Okay. It's my definition that brought this about.
Okay.
Okay. So it's an outbreak by definition because the numbers exceed what we are used to, which for most countries or most places, including Ghana, is 0. Which would imply if you got this increase in numbers over a short period of time. Okay, so we are looking at the numbers and then the duration under which it occurs. Then it's an outbreak. Now for COVID moved faster, potentially because of the mode of transmission. Right? The COVID it could spread really fast over a wider radius compared to monkeypox, which is aerosol and very short. But regardless, because the numbers have increased. So as at, is it 13th June or even this morning, the numbers were way above 1,000 globally.
Wow.
And in Ghana, we have at least 12 suspected cases. I don't know whether it's been confirmed or not, but at least 12. And then globally, we are looking at above 1,000. UK is recording way too many numbers. And that's an outbreak. Had the number been only 2 in Ghana, you would have still considered it outbreak. Because since forever, no human being has been confirmed or even suspected of the disease in Ghana, to the best of my knowledge.
Sure.
The same definition is applied to diseases like rabies. If you get a 1 rabies case, it's an outbreak. It shouldn't happen. So if it does, then it's an outbreak.
Okay.
So it's from that point of view you can call it an outbreak. Now WHO will say it's of public health interest because it is affecting many countries. So we have pockets of outbreak across board. And that's why it becomes an outbreak of interest.
Okay.
But as to whether we will graduate to call it pandemic or not, there are other factors that come to play.
All right.
Yes.
Pam, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, so in addition to what my friend has said, you know, monkeypox is a rare disease. And for, like you said, by public health standards, once something is rare, even if it's 1, it's a big deal. Malaria, it's endemic in Ghana. So, you know, and we handle it appropriately. So the monkeypox, it's rare, and once there's even a case, it needs to be taken care of. In terms of COVID, like my colleague said, COVID, it spread. You can be asymptomatic, and Charlie, you pass it on to your next door. But for monkeypox, that's close contact or bruises, exchange of fluids, body fluids. So it shows you that you must have that very intimate contact to get it transfer or spread or get it transmitted. So that makes COVID of more public health significance than monkeypox as it were. Even though monkeypox, given that it's rare, once there's 1 case, it's a big deal.
Has there been any death recorded?
Sorry?
Any death recorded?
No, there's no fatal cases, as in the case fatality rate, I think, is 0.
Okay.
I need to, sorry.
Well, for the fatality, you see, there are 2 families in which monkeypox can belong. I'm using the word family loosely because we classify viruses down. And then one of them could be really fatal. And that one, even the one that is very fatal, we call it the Congo clade or Central Africa clade. That one, even though it's very fatal, is about 10%.
Okay.
And then the one that is worrying the world right now from West Africa, the West African clade, it's less than 1%.
Okay.
So it's a rare disease that rarely kills. However, we are not going to take chances.
Absolutely.
Because the family of disease that monkeypox belong to have bad reputation. We know what smallpox did to the world.
Right.
They really have bad reputation. We don't want to risk it. So that's about it.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Yes.
Good morning. Thank you very much for your presentation. Mine is just a concern. I'm Reverend Sister Florence Awuni. During the COVID era, when you go to the hospital, the nurses were very, very careful. Even in taking your blood pressure, they place this paper towel on your arm before they fasten the blood pressure monitor. But these days, when you go, they just do it the usual way. So I get worried if that is going on and somebody whose fluid is already contaminated comes before me and mine is taken after that person, how safe am I? And what can I do to protect myself from such contamination? Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good observation, but you are sure that with the increase in numbers of COVID cases, all hospitals have gone back to the COVID protocols, so they are on high alert. So you are sure that you are safe and protected. Of course, if you get to a hospital where you think there is a lapse, I think you can kindly just inform your healthcare provider or ask a question as to whether or how safe you are in terms of using maybe a speak that they've used on somebody that you've obviously observed some not pleasant things. And I'm sure once you raise that alarm, so to speak, they'll take care of you. But rest assured that all hospitals have gone back to COVID alert, and they are doing everything to protect everyone, including themselves and, of course, the clients that come to the hospital.
Sure.
Now for Uncle Mr. Tony says all hospitals, which is nice, but then we also know we have clinics and CHAP compounds and my people, vet hospitals and clinics all over, who might not necessarily have the money or funds to ensure that each person is, each physician or practitioner has all that they need. So then it comes back to your own self. Protect yourself.
Right.
Maybe your authority might not help, but protect yourself. It's just a matter of washing your hands between patients, making sure you have your nose masks, because close contact conversation over a period can also help with transmission. Get your nose masks on. After each patient, wash your hands, use your sanitizer. The best part of these viruses, that the orthopox viruses, is that they do not, they are not really resistant viruses. They don't require much to kill them. Okay. So the basic things that we do could help us. Right? The basic things that we do could help us. And then as a patient, if you go to the hospital or clinic or any facility, including vet, and you realize those measures that the nurses and doctors, technicians, all of them have to do to protect themselves and you are not there, you have the right to draw their attention. And if they will not, and you are healthy enough, just switch. Do not put your health at risk. Okay, we have diseases called nosocomial that you can pick from the hospital. They are also preventable. I know the idea for us is that the physicians are always right. We rarely question our doctors or anything. But this is the time maybe we can bring that question to that action to bear so that we can tell them,